Good morning. Welcome again to another episode of the Dr. Powell Show. I'm your host, Dr. Keisha Powell. Today we have a very special guest who has been here on our show before, Dr. Gail-Ann Guy. And before we get to the break, our topic is Eat a Pear, Breaking the Silence and Protecting Children Through Storytelling. We'll be right back after the break. If you are looking to advertise your business here on the Dr. Powell Show, click on the link that you see on the screen, givebutter/help CVC. Hi, I'm Dr. Keisha Powell, CEO of Powell Therapy Solutions, LLC, and the host of the Dr. Powell Show. I'm a performance psychologist, a certified and licensed autism therapist, and a board-certified sexologist with the American Board of Sexology. Here at Powell Therapy Solutions, we're changing the dynamic of how persons diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders receive services and how treatment is delivered for trauma care. For more information, visit our website at powelltherapysolutions.com or email us at powelltherapysolutions@gmail.com. Remember, Powell Therapy Solutions, real support, real growth, and real inclusion. Most times we think about children going through sexual abuse, but today we're going to explore the power of storytelling as a tool for prevention, healing, and empowerment. This story is called Jenny's Safety Adventure, and our very wonderful author all the way from the U.S. Virgin Islands, Dr. Gail-Ann Guy. I'm not going to say much. We're going to learn more about her and learn about the book. Dr. Guy, thank you so much for being on the Dr. Powell Show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get in the book, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, your background, who you are, and, before we even get any further into the book, we want to hear about you.
My name, again, like you said, is Dr. Gail-Ann Guy. I am a social work educator, public health, and advocacy. My foundations as far as research is on gender-based violence. Mm-hmm. I advocate. I travel from state to state, sometimes internationally, to present presentations on gender-based violence, how we can prevent violence. I also create an acronym both for adults and for children. And so I use these pieces as tools for prevention, educating, and so that persons can have something to work with. So that's about me.
Wow. I remembered previously when you were on the show, you designed a program called Cry Rape. Just to reiterate, could you tell the viewers a little bit about Cry Rape before we get into the next segment?
Certainly. So Cry Rape is an acronym that I created once while doing my research. I wanted the message of the research. Again, my dissertation is on gender-based violence, is on policies and how policies may affect or how policy doesn't work. And so while doing the research, I thought of how can I make this present, or how can I create something where people can remember and can understand. And so my mind took me back to my childhood, where my aunt told me a story and repeat those words to me. And so I'm thinking at the time, what are you talking about? So Cry Rape became the tool. So it means to make a loud noise in reporting, advocating, protecting, and educating. So adults, children, teenagers can use the acronym to save a life, to advocate for someone who might be experiencing violence or abuse. And most importantly, we educate, not just ourselves, but our community.
Wow. I know you've done great work over the years with cry rape, and now you've started a new program. What inspired you to create Jenny's Safety Adventure, and why was it important to address child sexual abuse prevention through a children's story?
So through my work as a social worker, as an educator, as a public health administrator, I have seen enough adults who didn't have a tool or who were not able to speak up. They did not have a voice. And so my intention is to create this tool for children, a derivative from cry rape, so that children can learn to speak up. Children can learn that their voice is important, that it's okay for them to feel safe and be safe, right? That they matters. So the Jenny's Safety Adventure is through storytelling. I believe that children can learn a lot through storytelling.
That's so true.
And it's where it's not harmful, but it's where that they can be comfortable listening to a story, seeing and hearing, and now using their imagination. So at the end, I hope that children will use the Jenny's Safety Adventure, the tool in it, and not just for Jenny, not just for children, but for parents, for caretakers, for counselors, for teachers, any persons who have interactions with children.
That's wonderful, Dr. Guy. The book uses the A Pear safety framework. Can you explain what the A Pear safety framework is and what it teaches children and why child-friendly language matters in prevention education?
Good question. And as you would know, as we work with children on a day-to-day basis, for me, the most important thing is that they understand what I am trying to convey. And so Jenny Safety Adventure with the acronym Eat a Pear, and that derived from cry rape. It is the same letters, but it was switched around so that children could not only feel safe, but it can be something memorable, right? So Eat a Pear, saying that E is for empowerment. Children know that they matter, their voice matters. A is to take action or to be alert, right? How am I going to move from being safe? How am I going to help myself, protect myself and someone else, even as a child? And T is for telling. Tell the adults, tell somebody that you trust that this is happening, right? That I need help. I need for you to hear me. P, protect, right? Protect yourself, protect your space, protect those that you're surrounded with. E, educate. A, advocate. And E, educate is not just community. It's not just parents trying to find themselves in spaces to learn and to know more. E, the child educate themselves. The child educate their community. And in the book itself, we see where Jenny learned this new acronym and yelled to the top of her voice, help! I want to teach you something. So E is to educate myself. E is to educate my community and those who surround me. I said A was for advocate. We, not only for ourselves, but we want for ourselves, even as a child. That child could advocate for another child who doesn't feel safe, who don't feel that they can speak up. Telling a teacher, telling a counselor. And R again is to report. We report to the right authorities, right? In cry rape, we say, well, we don't just sit and gossip. We don't just talk to our neighbors about what we see and heard, but we find the right avenues to report appropriately. So even with a child, report first to that trusted adult, hoping that that trusted adult will do something. Again, in the book, Jenny reported to Auntie Del, and you have to buy the book, or else you will miss the whole story. So Jenny reports to Auntie Del what she heard, what Billy told her. So Jenny herself was advocating for Billy. So again, it is empower, to act, to tell, to report, to protect, educate, advocate, and report.
Wonderful. Why was it important for you to center or use a Caribbean culture, Caribbean traditions, and I believe village life in the story?
So it's important for children, and maybe I do, not maybe, I did it so that Caribbean children know that they have a voice. Many a times you're told to shut up or go sit down, don't say anything because somebody is not going to be happy. And communities protect more the perpetrator than the victim, than the child.
So true.
So for my Caribbean little boys and little girls, I want them to know that this story is embedded in Caribbean culture. It's the beach and it's the mango tree. Jenny loved the mango tree. It's her favorite place, right? It's the granny's backyard. It's all the things that happen in Caribbean life. And not only that, I want the world to know Caribbean life. I think the story is so powerful that not only Caribbean children can benefit, but it opens a new world to others who might be reading, right? To new culture, to new things, right? So it's not just for Jenny, and it's not just for Caribbean children, but it's for everyone on a global scale.
I love that. I really love that. You spoke earlier about parents and caregivers, and, we know that they too struggle when they're told that, my child was sexually abused. Many parents and caregivers struggle, but discussing body safety and abuse prevention, how does this book help to make those conversations easier and less frightening?
So in the book, and I try to be very specific to some of the needs, some of the things that children might experience or might be suffering with. And so in the book, there is one section where, you guys are going to have to read this book. There is one section where Billy, who is Jenny's friend, was being touched inappropriately. And so he told Jenny what it was, and because Jenny now is this little advocate, she took the story somewhere else. Now, parents sometimes find it difficult to start the conversation. Sometimes they don't have the tools. They don't know what to say specifically. I remember my own child, my own daughter, who was about 2 years old, and she saw her daddy kissing me, saying goodbye to go to work. And she said, "Mom, you and daddy always be having the S word." I'm like, "What?" So I think at that particular time, it was my time to introduce her to the birds and bees, to touches, to what kissing really means or what it does not mean. And so the book is a tool. It is a tool for parents. It's a tool for young people. And it's a tool not just for parents, but for community-wide. It's something that we can use. Understanding what good and bad touch is. I think I missed your question.
No. Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
So the good and bad touch, it's important that children are comfortable with their bodies. But again, this book allows parents to have the conversation and allow the child to listen without being shame or feeling some sort of way about their body or that they don't matter. Jenny herself is quite vivacious and excitable.
Sounds like it.
And excitable. So I'm hoping that children can somehow identify. And if they never did, that they could now see themselves as Jenny.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Research shows that children are more likely to speak up when they feel safe, believed, and educated. How does Jenny's character model courage and self-advocacy for young readers?
Again, throughout that entire book, I was very intentional about each section or each chapter. And what I try to show is that Jenny is this very confident little girl from the beginning. There was one, again, section in the book that talk about where Jenny thought that the neighbor has stole Granny's goat. And Jenny boldly confronted the neighbor. And I know that is not the common thing that happens, especially in Caribbean life.
Yeah.
I should say that this book is based on a true story about my own upbringing. And I thank my parents. I thank my grandmother and my aunt who instilled the courage. And so I had that, but I know many children don't have that. So I was able to speak up. I was able to say what was on my mind within reason. So I hope this book build that courage. So children, again, should be able to identify with Jenny's character. Oh, Jenny can be bold. Why can I not be bold? And parents also need to know they need to encourage that. They need to encourage boldness in their children, to be honest and confident, because it's that confidence will save them in the end.
I love it. In communities, and now we're going to go back a little bit because you touched on that. In communities where silence, shame, or fear often surround abuse. How can storytelling now become a tool, especially to help children?
This story particularly is a tool in of itself. From the beginning to the end is where Jenny learned to speak up. Again, and I'm giving the book away. In that book, because I was so intentional about it, and I keep saying that, Jenny now learned that not only can she tell or talk to people about what she learned, but she now make a promise to herself that my voice matter, that I matter. I can speak up and I am able to be heard, right? Somebody should listen to me. It is a tool, not only building confidence, right? But if a child had issues from speaking up, and I know there are many persons, children with disabilities who are not able to speak up, like others can. But the book, hopefully, right? Whether it's in drawing, a child have a paper and he can or she can draw what he or she is feeling. And there's a piece in the book about this specific, right? That they can tell, they can feel confident in expressing themselves in ways where adults will understand, will hear them.
That's so true. And so, what impact do you hope Jenny's safety adventure will have on children, families, schools, and communities, not only in the Caribbean, but beyond?
Now, one, I hope that everybody buys a book. Whether it's in the Caribbean islands, in the United States, or abroad. I think I want children, first of all, I want children to know again that this book was written specifically with them in mind. That the tools in this book is for them and that they can use the tool to help themselves and others. I want parents and counselors, teachers to know that there is such a tool to help them break the conversation. I envision circle time in elementary school where teachers gather the children in a circle and read the book, read one section at a time, keeping them engaged to come back for the next part, right? I envision that parents who were once afraid to have the conversation now have this book as a tool to break the ice, to say, this is what it is. In the book also, there are a list in the appendix how parents should start conversation with children. There is a Jenny's promise. This is what Jenny promised to you, and they can use the promise. In the book, there's also a section and a child asking the question or writing out, who would I tell as a trusted person, right? Who I think will believe me at first. The first time I had a conversation, who will believe me first? So I hope the book is impactful, and I hope parents, counselors, and children use the book in schools, even in college, in certain classes, right? To use the book as a tool to help them and help their children.
When, with the book, how can, for the purposes of the viewers, how will they be able to access the book?
So the book right now is going through the publisher.
Good.
And we've had conversations, so there have been some changes just to make sure it reached a broader audience. So I am thinking in the next couple of, he see this now, he go, great, Gail, you need to get this book to me. So in the next couple of months, this is June, July, it should be out sometime in August.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so by then my website will be up, and persons can contact me if need be, or they can go to the website. It's not yet up, it's in the making, and access the book. I'm hoping that it will be on Amazon and other places where they can get the book to purchase. So yes.
And you're also on Instagram and Facebook, correct?
Look at you. On Instagram, on Facebook, even on TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's I don't think it's Dr. I think it's Nicole and on Facebook, and it's the same on Instagram. So people, if you have interest in the book now, you could send your interest, and I know how to reach you. Leave your name and address, inbox me, and you will be a part of this book. It's exciting. I'm excited.
I'm already excited about it. Dr. Guy, thank you so much for being on the Dr. Powell Show.
Thank you.
We thank you. We applaud you. We salute you for the work that you're doing. You've done it for so many people, so many women who have gone through childhood sexual abuse, through gender abuse, and now children. I mean, the sky's the limit for you. What's next for Dr. Guy?
So I don't know. I'm just going to leave that up to God and chance. But I know whatever it is, it's good.
It's good.
It's going to be good. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. You heard it first on the Dr. Powell Show. For more information, please email us at powelltherapysolutions@gmail.com. Again, childhood sexual abuse is something that we need to be aware of, not just holding it as taboo, but really speaking up and speaking out. A Pear, Jenny's Adventure, Dr. Gail-Ann Guy, go check her out. And we thank you again for joining us on the Dr. Powell Show.
Don't know where I am, but I know just where I'm going. Following footsteps in the sand, yeah, it leads me home again. I don't know where I am, but I know just where I'm going. I'm going.